What's going on, everyone? So this video we're going to be addressing rep ranges and the importance and the difference between those rep ranges. So what I mean by rep ranges is you've all heard the kind of principle of 5x5s or 3 sets of 10 to 12 or extenuating sets of 15, 20, 30 plus reps. So the breakdown, as simply as we can make it, is the rep ranges of lifting a particular weight or doing a particular exercise, 1 to 3 reps. That's going to change how your neurological system works with the exercise. So what I mean by this is, by training 1 to 3s, it'll probably activate your nervous system in a different way to greater volume. So when you're doing those 1 to 3 reps, and they tend to be with heavy weight, it's about being as explosive as possible. So the body will get the stimulus to engage nerves at a much more kind of heightened rate. So the contraction you get from the muscle is a little bit more intense. They don't tend to, those low rep ranges, as a rule of thumb, doesn't tend to give you, the size. It doesn't tend to give you the kind of hypertrophy growth response, but it does facilitate and increase your strength. So anything from 3 to about 6, we classify that as strength reps. Classic kind of powerlifting program of 5x5, so doing squats for 5 sets for 5 reps. It's kind of the middle of the road bread and butter package of strength training. And anything above 6 to around about 15, you're looking at hypertrophic. So that set essentially and normally will last for about 30 to 60 seconds due to the reps that you're using and the control you're also using for those sets. So that is the kind of hypertrophy window we're looking for. Is actually more time-based because it's between 30 and 60 seconds. If it goes beyond 60 seconds for your set, you've got a too light a weight on, and if you can't lift that weight for more than 30 seconds, then you're probably using too heavy a weight. So this is why for hypertrophy we tend to say between sort of 6 to 15 reps, because averaging out the time it takes to complete each rep, it works out to be between those two time elements. And then anything for 15 reps and above tends to be muscular endurance, so things like circuit training or when you're lifting for time or something of that nature tend to work a lot more your cardiovascular system as well as type 1 muscle fibers in terms of their muscular endurance. You probably see a lot of this with like CrossFitters and so on, where they have phenomenal ability to have good output for prolonged periods of time. So the thing I want to address is all these rep ranges all have a time and a place in your program. Not one rep range is better than the other. They all have their job to do. They all play their role. So by mixing it up and utilizing those rep ranges in your program at different phases is going to be absolutely ideal. So what you could do is you could start off with an explosive phase where you're programming sort of exercises that are almost like Olympic lifts if you're that experienced and you feel like that's something that speaks to you. Working with Olympic lifts, we tend to really advise like 3 to 5 reps is the sweet spot with that. Then you can move into a strength-based program where you're doing deadlifts or squats, bench press, overhead press, bent over rows and so on for 5 sets of 5. And then when you've saturated your results from gaining as much strength as possible, then you can look at downgrading into hypertrophy, where then you're looking to isolate particular muscles that may be lagging behind others or haven't developed as well as others. So you're using rep ranges to target those muscles to enhance and grow the size to catch up with the rest of the muscles you've been working. After that, then once you've kind of saturated the results out of that, you can move on to sort of higher rep ranges just to kind of add an extra element where you're increasing your muscular endurance. So when you come back to strength things and hypertrophy, you're not going to gas yourself out. You're going to have the ability to work in those kind of more intense sets because you've created that ability to highly oxygenate your body while under a good amount of tension. There's ways of manipulating it and changing it specifically for your goals or as a step-by-step process to keep you moving forward in progress. So guys, something to take away from this is all these different rep ranges play their part. I would advise focusing on one rep range for a while before moving on to the next, so you completely maximize what potential you could gain out of it, and be very careful with your exercise selection of what exercises you pick for what rep ranges. Thanks for watching. Please give this channel a like and subscribe. Click that notification bell so you get any informed information about future videos that are coming out. Please keep an eye on our social media. If you want to get in touch with us, you can do so through our direct website, which is www.animalperformance.co.uk. You can also attach an email through that direct channel or communicate to us on our community page. Hope you enjoyed the videos, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.